turn up for those events, so thank your constituents for coming out and supporting GSG. First, I just wanted to start by, we have some new changes to the executive cabinet this semester. We have a new director and assistant director for development and alumni relations. So Andy, stand up or raise your, oh, Andy's eating right now. Andy was our assistant director of development and alumni relations, and Andy is now our new director for development and alumni relations. And Katie, stand up. Katie is the new assistant director for development and alumni relations. Give them some encouragement. Andy has the job down pat. Katie's doing student government, so make sure you guys welcome her and get the opportunity to. I also wanted to announce, you guys, if you knew anyone, we're still in need of a new social media coordinator, so someone to coordinate our social media efforts, our media platforms, our social media platforms and our media outlets that we use. Our social media coordinator unfortunately left Clemson, left her PhD program. But she was excited. She said the only reason she stayed that last semester was because of GSG. We're in need of a new social media coordinator. So if you guys know anyone in your department who's interested in getting involved and they like to run social media platforms and media, they're good with those things, and they can make the time commitment, just shoot me an email or have them shoot me an email. You guys know where to get my info from. This has just been a great week as we celebrate not only here at our university a national championship, but as we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, of course, the inauguration of our new president tomorrow. This is just a time of celebration and a time of togetherness that this message, I guess, has been really impactful this past week and a half. Just to highlight those three things, but there's many other things going on, of course, with the new start of the semester. So in that spirit of togetherness, I guess I've been reminded of our charge as student leaders to ensure that we continue to advocate for the folks we represent, and also getting back to, because Sean and our administration will come to an end on April 27th. So in making sure that we accomplish, we continue to accomplish milestones and things for graduate students. So in that spirit, we will continue to push and ensure that students are getting outside of those silos like Dr. Osborne said. Because I think sometimes if you have those issues of your professors and your mentors and advisors who, only talk to the folks in their department or their program, or certain professors, I think sometimes that gets on students as well, and we don't break those silos and we don't do anything different. So we're going to encourage some community outreach. Nikki had to take off, our community outreach director, but we're going to be ensuring that we continue to inform graduate students and all of you as the Student Senate about some community outreach projects that we're working on. GSG partnering with a specific organization in the community to potentially start routinely doing some community service. Nothing big, but just something small that we as an organization can start facilitating that and allow that option. So just for an example, if there's an orphanage or if there's a food bank, if there's something that graduate students can tackle and give an hour or two of their time a week, that's something that we want to ensure that we're promoting. I also wanted to remind everyone of the Graduate Student Center, which everyone's been to the Graduate Student Center, right, over at 602 Union. The Graduate Student Center is a place for studying, a space where meeting rooms are open, a space where folks can just come and relax and get out of the academic buildings or places that they aren't usually on campus and come over. The Graduate Student Center is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So continue to use that space. I believe that we'll also try to engage students by getting them physically to this space. Just to see it, because this is our first dedicated space, and we had a lot of people work really hard to get us that space on campus. So we want to ensure that we're using that space. And that space can be used for meetings. If you ever need to book or reserve, reserve a room, just email the Graduate Student Center at GSC, more acronyms, gsc@clemson.edu. Let them know what the organization or what the meeting is, and say, hey, I want to use the meeting room. We have a meeting room right now. We have 2 meeting spaces, one small conference room for 6 folks, and another large conference room that seats 12 to 15 with smart board capabilities. And so continue to encourage and use that space. And I mean, it'd just be cool if you're meeting with like a research group and you guys say, hey, let's meet in a different space at one time. So know that that space is there, not for student government. That's not our space. We just happen to be housed inside of it. That's for the people. That's for graduate students. Also, a new initiative is beginning in partnership with CUSG, undergraduate student government, graduate student government, faculty senate, and staff senate on laying the groundwork and foundation for potentially creating a university creed or value statement that students, faculty, and staff could potentially embody, use, and it becomes a part of our Clemson tradition. That foundation is being led by CUSG as myself and other leaders from GSG will be meeting with folks in undergraduate student government, faculty senate, and staff senate to lay out that foundation as we prepare in this spirit of togetherness and inclusivity. And I just wanted to end with this semester, the Board of Trustees meeting is February 2nd and 3rd. They actually do let me get to speak. I'm sorry they don't let Dean Osborne speak. But they do let me speak at the Board of Trustees meeting. We continue to advocate as student leaders, to board members, to administration, myself, Sean, McKenzie, and other leaders. So ensure that as student leaders, we are getting the advocacy, the needs. We continue to press those folks. We've been talking to them, have conversations about them. The Clemson University Foundation Board is meeting on February 16th and 17th. Foundation Board is made up of mostly alumni who are not only folks who get to the university, but folks who also assist and others get. And so Foundation Board is a great place to meet alumni and to get our message across. And graduate student leadership will be going down this spring to the Steakhouse for Clemson Day at the Steakhouse. So about 4 to 5 of us will be going down for that in Columbia. The date is to be announced very soon. It's going to be sometime this spring. So 4 to 5 of us are going. We'll again take that message to our state representatives and folks who work in Columbia. And those are some updates, but you guys got any questions or any updates or things that your folks in your departments or folks in your college have going on that you want to let myself or Shaw or other leadership know?
You mean like the outreach?
No, no.
I've been working with Nikita for the outreach project. We were going to do a rock and roll 5K. We had applied for November, and we needed to apply 3 months ahead of time, and it was so crowded. So many events have been going on annually, and they've been established, that the only date that they have for us to be able to do that is to share that with Tigers for Tigers, which is a really main staple for our university to raise money for the Tigers. So I'm not sure how that's going to pan out, and I was going to make the announcement, and we've got a mud run scheduled for fall. September 17th in the fall, that's a done deal. We're in on that. That's going to happen in Seneca. That's going to be fantastic. I still want to do the Rock and Roll 5K, but we just need to find a date for that. And in the meantime, I needed to call out and say, I need some help brainstorming for another event, maybe some kind of a social event where we could raise money, music involved. We've done some work to find a live band. That's kind of in place. Some kind of social event. if anybody has some ideas, I'm open. One of the things that talking about the undergraduate with like food drive, one of the things that the house moms at our local homeless children's center at Collins Home, one of the house moms said that she's always getting things of like cookies and donuts. She would love some healthy food choices. So if we could do a healthy food hand drive, that's small, easy, good way for us to connect with the undergrads, and then a good way for us to connect with the Collins Home, which is, they're our backdoor neighbors. And she's privately funded. The only way that she meets any of these makes ends meet is for these fundraisers that she does, and one of them is the mud run that she has in the fall. She has a couple of golf course tournaments, but if you know anything about the situation in South Carolina, we've been ranked like 46th in the nation for childhood homelessness. During the recession this past 5 or 6 years, we lost a couple of places, and there's only about 15 places in the whole state. And each one of those places, let's imagine that each one of those places can house 100 kids, which, you know, our backyard place only houses about 30 max. That's only 1,500 kids. Fox News announced in 2014 that the number was up to like 20,000. 2015, 22,000. The change